decision, last one and a courtesy call.
Hey guys, welcome back. Or Bomb here, bringing you another episode of our live deck matches. Something I do want to do more often, just haven't really had the time to sit down and do it. But I had to rush a recording for the day, and I wasn't able to stay home that day. So I actually met up with my buddy Devin. We're going to be doing a battle here. He's playing his favorite deck, Gardevoir, and I'm going to be playing Greninja this matchup. Just kind of want to test the matchup. I want to see if Gardevoir can beat Greninja, and I know that he's practiced Gardevoir a lot. Like, I'm talking about a lot. He's been playing it a lot here and there because it's his favorite Pokemon. So I figured who's better than Ass and Devin himself. He does like going second with this deck, so I will be going first. And yeah, first of all, thank you guys all for coming by. It's going to be a little bit late of an upload, not my usual 10 a.m. CST upload, unfortunately, just because I tried to record this last night, but in order for me to do it, it's like a huge process for me to record these live deck matches. I have to render the video first, and then I have to record myself talking over the rendered video. It takes a while, but I got a nice Talonflame start and a Froakie in the bench. He has a Diancie start, so it's a really good start for him. He does play a 3 of Diancie in this deck to make sure that so that he has the highest chance to lead it. And even if he doesn't lead it, instead of playing Fairy Garden, he plays Floatstone, so it's very easy for him to go into the Diancie as early as possible. I'm an Ultra Ball, unfortunately losing 2 Fishermen, which is not very good for me. Early game losses of those Fishermen is not great, but I did have to make sure I put down 2 Froakies at a time because I don't want to have any shenanigans happen to where he sets up like some sort of crazy turn 1 move. I don't know what he could do, but I hate the idea of potentially losing a Froakie, so I always put down 2 to be safe. And I figured, why not thin out my hand a little bit? Like, my hand's really bad to open up with this game, if I remember correctly. I think I had 2 Frogadiers and energy. I don't even think I had energy. I think I had 2 Frogadiers and a Sycamore. So I was like, whatever, I'm probably going to Sycamore anyways. He's an Ultra Ball here, but I remember this. Unfortunately, his Bridget is prized, so no turn 1 Bridget from my opponent. But he did get that turn 1 Diancie down. He's probably going to get a Ralts down just to start setting up a Gardevoir, but he's going to get Sycamore. And hopefully he can draw a Ralts off the Sycamore, losing a DCE, a Curly, I believe, and a couple supporters as well, which is fine. Not a big deal, just because it's Gardevoir that can shovel them all back in if they need to. We'll see what Devin can get. After this turn, though, does he get a Curly or a Ralts or a way to get a Ralts? He does have Ultra Ball, so he will be getting down a Ralts this turn, just to make sure that he can evolve this turn to a Curlia with Sparkling Wish, Diancie's attack. That way next turn he can evolve directly into a Gardevoir. I'm going to evolve both of my Froakies and the Frogadiers and play N here. So that was my hand. Apparently I top decked that N, so I'm going to be losing everything in my hand that I had. Unfortunately, I already tossed a Fisherman though. But I do play, I believe, either 3 or 4 Fishermen, so that's not going to be a huge deal. Hopefully we can get a nice couple of cards off of this. And I do play plenty of energies in this deck as well. I play a very simple Talonflame Greninja build. No Starmie, no Octillery, nothing like that. I'm very confident in the way I build the deck because it's just consistency over like extra support from Pokemon. I want to try out different builds because I really like Greninja. I just have to make sure that I can make Greninja work. I'm going to end my turn like that though. And he's going to go ahead and evolve into Gardevoir, attach an energy, and pass. We got Greninjas down, though. 2 Greninjas down. Choice Band on one of the Greninjas. Probably just going, because I'm not going to get a knockout this turn anyway, so I'm probably just going to use Talonflame's attack to get myself a couple of breaks, energies, stuff like that, just to set up the field for next turn. I don't have any breaks so far. But we do have a couple of energies. I also want to get down Froakies, too, because I want to be able to constantly be evolving. So this turn is going to be tough for me. I remember going back and forth about what I want to get this turn. If I want to play safe, get Greninja breaks, or play safe and get Froakies and a draw supporter, or if I want to play a little bit risky, get like a Greninja break, try to start setting up the field a little bit more aggressively. I believe I go the safe route here. I know he's probably going to end me anyways, but I believe I go the safe route and just get draw supporter Froakie, because I want to be able to constantly put down Froakies this game. One thing I do remember doing in this matchup is I constantly forget that I only have 3 Froakies in this deck. I haven't played this deck in a long time. He's gonna Field Blower away my Choice Band. I put that down hoping he would Field Blower because I do play 4 in this deck. So the sooner he burns away his Field Blowers, the better. He's gonna get a Oranguru so that he can draw a little bit more off of his hand. Oranguru is a very strong Pokemon in Gardevoir, especially considering like it can OHKO Ninetales very easily since it's really easy to set up. Really easy to set up Oranguru. He's going to go ahead and Sycamore here again, so even get a couple more Ralts down. Maybe he can Sparkling Wish, but he's choosing just to retreat, just to get some damage on the board, get his first knockout there. He didn't end me though, so I do get to keep the cards there in my hand. I do have Ultra Ball as well, Splash Energy. Ultra Ball gets me Greninja Break, so that's going to be pretty handy for me. Get rid of those Talonflames, of course, and another Water Energy. I should have plenty in my hand, so I'm not too worried about that. So the first Greninja Break hits the field. I do have a Splash Energy on it so that if he does knock it out, I can just put it all back into my hand. And I'm just going to start using Shadow Stitch now before my opponent gets way too ahead. Let's see. I'm going to get a Choice Band just to make sure the math is in my favor. Shadow Stitch plus a Giant Water Shuriken is a little bit weird because it does 100 damage. It's not 2 a KO, but if I combine it with Choice Band, it does 130 damage, which is a 2 a KO, even if he does Field Blower away my Choice Band. So I am choosing just to do the Choice Band now. Unfortunately, I forgot to Shadow Stitch this turn because I mean I had the energy in my hand, but I totally forgot to Shadow Stitch just because, you know, I'm tired. But it's okay. We got energy anyway, so it's all okay. So I'm gonna Ultra Ball again. Here I wanted to get a Froakie, but this is where I remembered that I only play 3 in my deck, not 4. So I'm just gonna grab a Frogadier anyways. He might end me, but you know, whatever. I already played the Ultra Ball, might as well commit. I'm trying to remember if I put down Froakie this turn or not, but I did. So I'm glad I didn't do that evolution play because I was talking about it. I was like, just to be safe, I'm not gonna evolve it. He's gonna Rare Candy, get another Gardevoir down. So 2 Gardevoirs down, but I did Shadow Stitch, so there is no use of Secret Spring this matchup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He needs another energy down to get a knockout. Even if he does get a knockout, they all just go back into my hand. I have another Greninja Break already set up on the field. And I can evolve the Froakie into a Frogadier. Unfortunately, I drew Frogadier though. But he's going to get another prize here. And now we kind of have like a little prize war going. Like I'm doing my best to catch up. Get some knockouts as I see fit. And now I'm going to start, hopefully get a couple of Water Energies here. Attach here, see what I can do. I don't have any, I do have, okay, cool. A Giant Water Shuriken there. And then I can probably just Shadow Stitch for knockout. There we go. We'll get my first 2 prizes here. I will grab my second one in a second. There it is. Okay, cool. So now I have a Greninja Break on the field, but unfortunately I only have 1 Greninja Break on the field. Ideally you get like 2, but my field is not amazingly set up as you would expect. He's gonna end here, put back all those cards, make me only draw 4. I'm glad he's playing a lot of consistent ends, that way I have a chance of whiffing a lot more, because my field that only has Greninjas is a pretty decent play. There's a couple ways I do want to build Greninja right now. I want to try Brooklet Hill with Starmie and Octillery. I don't know. I don't feel like Brooklet Hill is that great in this deck just because it only gives you Froakies. So it's like, you know what I mean? But we did get a Greninja down, which is good. I have all those, I have all of these rescue stretchers in my hand. But I do have Fisherman. I believe this is my final Fisherman. I get my energies. I can start setting up the field a little bit. Attach, use Giant Water Shuriken, get another prize here, just to see if I can get anything useful off of it. I did get Choice Band. Can attach for the turn and just retreat here. That way I can avoid any surprise knockouts my opponent might do. I'm going to just Shadow Stitch probably just to hit him for 70. Which means once again, Giant Water Shuriken into a regular Shadow Stitch will be a knockout on this Tapu Lele if need be. He does put Ralton Diancie down. That was just a proxy Diancie. He has the real one right there now. And he's on Sycamore here. He does get another Field Blower down, which is fine. Because I already did the damage I needed to do. So that losing that Choice Band is not a huge deal. He does get Floatstone to evolve to attach to Lele. Switch into Gardevoir. He has no attachments for the turn right now. He can still attach if he needs to. He's going to GX though to put all those cards, put a bunch of cards back into his deck. Probably a couple energies and float stones and stuff like that. Yeah. Maybe some drop supporters as well. Field blowers as well, which is pretty smart. That way you can get rid of my choice bands constantly. Acerola, another Gardevoir. He needs Acerola this game. I feel like Acerola is very strong in the Greninja matchup because Greninja very rarely OHKOs Pokemon using his ability unless they have like the perfect setup, and you have a good chance of stopping their perfect setup early game if you do have a pretty decent early game, at the very least a decent early game. So he chooses to put back field blowers, 2 choice bands, Acerolas, and a bunch of energies. Let's see what else he's gonna do here. Oh, he's gonna put back an Ultra Ball as well. Since he already played all 4 Ultra Balls, he wants to make sure he can put one back. Alright, that's pretty decent. I do agree with it. I think it's perfectly fine. And now I can start my turn. Such a strong attack. Be able to refresh your deck like that. Such a strong attack. I'm a little bit stuck. I believe I have a Guzma in hand I could probably abuse. Yeah. Yeah, I have the Guzma. I am going to Shadow Water Trick in the Ralts because I don't want him setting up more Gardevoirs very easily. At least I don't want him to I don't want him to do it for free. And I'm going to just go ahead and Shadow Stitch again. The issue is here that like every time I don't get a knockout is another turn he could potentially play Acerola, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I have to be very careful about all of his Acerola drops. He's going to get some energies in hand just to attach for the turn, get some damage on the board. Thin out his deck a little bit as well, and also have a chance to look through his deck. So overall, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Professor's Letter in decks in general, but in Gardevoir you have a pretty good reason to, just because getting those energies doesn't mean a free attachment. I like it more than the other Pokemon, Oricorio, just because you need bench space in Gardevoir as well. Excuse me for the yawning and stuff though in my voice. I did literally just get up to record this video for you guys. I did want to get that 2 weeks straight of videos, and in order for me to do it, my best way is to wake up really, really early to get this video. I did render this video overnight. It takes like 2 hours for this video to render without my audio. Then I have to re-render it with the audio. It's alright though. It's right. It's fun. If I did this earlier instead of stream today, it would have been out earlier. But unfortunately, this is not going to be the case. He's going to hit me for 90 here, which means if I do get my Greninja break like that, we are in an awkward position. I am going to play End though. If I could get a max potion, I could avoid a 2 at KO, so we're going to try to go for that. Even though I'm only drawing 2 here, I don't want him to have all those cards that he wants in his hand. Now my turn becomes a little bit awkward. I have to decide what the best play is, because I only have 2 cards in my hand, but I only played 1 Sycamore this whole match, so the chances of me drawing the draw support I need is going to be pretty useful. Sorry for that, guys, by the way. I did get the max push, and I fully healed the one with 90 damage on it, guarded the energy, and here I'm just going to Giant Water, I'm going to use Moonlight Slash to put the energy back into my hand and do 90 damage to my opponent. So I just need that energy to knock out Lele for game, so hopefully he can not play Acerola. And he has abilities this turn as well, we can't forget. He did get the Acerola off of the Orangaru's ability, which sucks. Now he can choose to play Lele down now, which he's kind of going back and forth. He's like, do I want to put it down? Just because he doesn't know if he wants to use the ability or if he actually wants to put it in hand. And he just chooses to keep it in his hand. All right. And he's going to go ahead and get a knockout here. So now I need to get a knockout. We do get a Greninja off the top deck. We do have Giant Water Shuriken here and a Sycamore. So I'm going to go ahead and Sycamore now. I'm going to attach the energy that I need for turn. He has 90 damage on him, so I need to do 140 damage. It's not easy. Definitely not easy. So this part of the game becomes a little bit risky. I'm going to go ahead and play Rescue Stretcher now to put a Froakie back on the field so I can continuously keep evolving. Let's see what I do here. Giant Water Shuriken on the Greninja, on the Gardevoir, and I think I have the Moonlight Slash again because I need to get this knockout. Actually, you know what? I'm probably just gonna Shadow Stitch because I'm not gonna get the knockout anyways, and I want to avoid him using abilities. And this is gonna be a weird turn, right? Because he thinks he has abilities again, but he actually doesn't. So he's gonna take back a lot of plays. But overall, it's not gonna be a big deal. Let's see what happens. If he does get a knockout, we do have more rescue stretchers in the deck. I do play, I believe, a heavy count, 3 of in this deck to make sure I can constantly get Pokemon on the field no matter what. He's going to manually attach for the turn there. He thought he Secret Spring. He's going to put that DC back in a second, guys. No worries. He's going to evolve, play Lele, and I'm telling him, oh no, abilities. Then I'm going to ask him if he attached twice that turn because I wasn't actually paying attention. Okay, so he's going to take back a couple of plays just because he forgot. And then I'm going to ask him about the energy attachment. And there we go. Alright, cool. So, alright, cool. So I believe he corrected all the plays there. So it's all good there. He's probably going to Diamond or whatever, evolve. I forgot the attack name. But he's probably just going to evolve here to set up his field a little bit more. Get another Gardevoir down. There we go. Now, I do need to try to get, like, Guzma or something here just to get the game. And I do have the Guzma, so that's going to be game there. Guzma just means I can just attack with the Greninja's first attack or second attack for game. But that's the matchup, guys. As you can see, even though I was doing my best to keep my field presence strong, Gardevoir had a decent chance. Losing that Bridget early game was really unfortunate for him because if he could get those Ralts evolved early game so that they weren't in threats of Giant Water Shuriken and to set up a bunch of Gardevoirs at once would have been so much better for him. So lose would have been so super strong for him. But unfortunately, he just had his Bridget prize. I feel like if he didn't have that Bridget prize, it would have been a very different matchup because I managed to prey on some early game Ralts. But I was having a hard time getting those KOs on Gardevoirs without my opponent, without the fear of Acerola, you know what I mean? Which is why I feel like Acerola is a very strong card in this deck. And there's also Max Potion plays. I'm not a big fan of Max Potion, but Max Potion also exists as a card that people can play. Regardless, so let me know what you guys think of the live deck matches. I might do a deck profile. I know I have Devin's deck profile. Let me know if you guys want to see that. His Gardevoir list. It's a very unique list, playing Floatstones and 3D Ansies and stuff like that. And I will have Greninja going up as a PTCGO video at some point, so be on the lookout for that one as well. Regardless though, drop a like if you have not already, subscribe, share, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.